Okay, well, it all struck me. I was playing MvM one night after watching a movie and partaking my favourite tequila, and it also struck me that, you know, you could actually make a pretty decent MvM heavy out of metal. So I approached this guy here when I met him. You know, basically I've got another piece off his, and I thought, well, what the hell, let's have a see. So this is this chap here. He's called Earl's Ferry Sculptures, and he's sort of quite a genius in the way he can use chains and other bits of metal and horseshoes and whatever that comes along, really. I mean, there's all sorts of images here about, you know, everything from ballerinas. He lives in this really cool old place out at Guildford. You got a really old dog that just chugs along, and a putty cat that's pretty friendly. So, pretty good place, you know. He's done all sorts of things. He's done like this one here, like the remembrance, and you light a fire behind it. That's a bow oak tree, and basically, you know, there's all sorts of you know, horses, and you know, he's more recently these robots that he's been doing. I don't know if that's got anything to do with him. The chopper thing, I don't think so. But I mean, he's done all sorts of sculptures, and people have put them in all sorts of places. That's a sort of graphic image of the house. It's a really, really cool old house. It's so fucking mega cool. But I don't know what these things haven't got anything to do with him. But anyway, but you know, these sculptures that he's been doing at the top here. This is in Google imaging. I've got another one of his sculptures, and you know, really, what I did is I sort of said to him, "Look, hey, let's have a look and see whether or not we could, you know, could you do something for me, man versus machine?" And he said, "Yeah, what?" And I thought, well, what could we do? Like a heavy and he had this old tricycle motorcycle there that he was going to incorporate into a sculpture, and I said, well, no, TF2 heavy on that, and yeah, if you made that, I'd definitely buy it off you. So yeah, he did. He bloody went and made it. Okay, so I sort of said to him, right, well, let's Google MvM robot heavy. And I said, well, look, you know, this is what a robot heavy looks like. So he sort of looked through some images of the MvM heavy, and there's a whole lot of them on Google, and basically, I think he sort of took more interest in the red side MvM heavy, which is not the usual MvM heavy, and basically tried to make his interpretation of it. I explained the significance of the minigun, the rotating barrel, and I also explained, you know, the idea that the you know, the heavies are sort of an adaptation of the Soviet, you know, big strong man, and I think he took that on board. And you know, the brass beast and that sort of classical thing, and this image of the heavy, and maybe sort of a heavy riding a motorbike, and you know, I think sort of I just let him have a license, and I said, you know, whatever, you know, I said, oh, you know, just see if you like it, and I said, well, you make it and I'll buy it, you know. So at the end of the day, he did make it, and I was actually pretty surprised and impressed with the result. TF2 heavy. Look at that. Oh yeah. And look, this is pretty cool. Look at this. So the whole minigun thing going. This is head. Down. You can see he's a boy. Yeah, he's a boy. It's a Left 4 Dead 2 house, man. The mansion. keep on driving.